Hi everybody, welcome to Rise and Shine Yoga for yet another week. So today all you're going to need is your space, yourself, hopefully some water nearby for grabbing whenever you need to, and just a mind open for relaxation and body movement for the next 45 minutes. My name is Jen, welcome. So we're going to spend the first couple minutes in a position of your choice, getting comfy and breathing. As always, you can pick kind of what we do here. You can just worry about breathing in and breathing out. Not a problem. You can do body scans, you can do gratitude lists, you can do thoughts about what you want to work on for today's practice. You can do mantras, whatever you want. It's your time, it's your space, it's your practice. So we're going to spend 3 minutes here in nice, quiet relaxation. And even if you want to just lay on the ground, you can do a starting shavasana, totally cool. Let's take a few more breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We're all going to stand up. So no matter where you are, we're going to take a couple seconds, stand up however you'd like. If you're laying down, take your time. If you ever feel dizzy, take a second. You can always catch up. There's no rush in yoga. Even if you miss a whole segment, as long as you're equaling out right and left, that's what matters here, okay? So we're gonna put our hands together in a prayer pose. So our hands are totally pushing up against each other. The fingers are against the fingers, the palms against the palm. We're rolling those shoulders back and down. Our feet are underneath our shoulders, nice straight line. Let's turn and face one way. And to the center. Turn and face the other way. And come through center. Let's take those arms up above and lean to one side. Side body stretch. Back through center. Other side. Back through center. Grab the wrist. Pull it over. So same thing, just a little bit more. Back to the center, switch sides, pull it over. Come back to the center, cross one leg over, grab the other wrist, pull over. So we're increasing just a little bit more. And switch it out, center, switch the leg, switch the arm, and pull over. Come back, we're gonna do this one more time. So if you wanna drop those hands and shake them out, maybe that blood's kind of rushed out of the hands and that makes it uncomfortable, no problem, shake it out. Ready, so let's cross over, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna come over, up with the arms, but instead of kind of looking forward, we're gonna be looking up and kind of a little twist. So we're gonna be doing a little twist up and sideways if that's comfortable for you. If not, pick the variation that is comfortable for you. All right, so let's come over, and then I'm gonna kind of look up through that armpit. And then release, shake it out. And then other side. Cross it over. Arm up. And then kind of look up to that armpit. Takes a little bit more balance this way. And release. Shake it out. Let's bring those feet a little wide. And then we're going to bring those arms out into a kind of a cactus field goal shape. And then we're going to do a little squat and come up. So arms are staying where they are, just up and down. Back is nice and straight. Shoulders are back and down. Then we can add in a little movement. Come down and come up. A reset. Down, press up. Reset. Shimmer. Down and up. Reset. And down and up. Reset. Bring those arms down. Let's do the exact opposite. So bringing those elbows up, palms down. Squat up and down. All right, let's add in those arms. Let's squat down, arms straight. And bent. Straight. And bent. Shimmer. Straight. And bent. Straight. And bent. Shake them out. Bring those legs a little bit wider and then just lean into one side. So we're feeling a nice stretch all down the inside of this leg. Hips are tucked under. Shoulders are back and down. Back is straight. You know the gist. Through the center, other way. Come back to the center. Let's bring one arm in front, so we're like a little teacup here. And let's lean in. To the center, switch it out, other side. Lean in. To the center. Both arms out. Lean on it. To the center. Other way. Come back. Lead one more time and bring this top arm over and back. This hand can be down for support, but not holding on for dear life. Come back to the center. Other way, lean in and reverse those arms. Come back to the center and bring those hands down. Roll those shoulders back and down. Other way. Beautiful. Shake it out. Okay, so we're gonna lean back this way again. We're gonna bring those arms out, and then we're gonna just hold your whole body So you can go as far down as you want. If you want to bring your hand to the inside of your thigh and bring it down to here, that's fine. If you have the ability to keep those hips tucked under and lean forward and come down farther, great. You want to pretend that you're between two panes of glass here. So I don't want butts and hips sticking backwards. I don't want chests leaning forward. Everything is up and straight. So even if you're here, that's fine. You work on the core, body, and then whatever else we can do to build on that, great. All right, so arms up. Let's lean in. And we're gonna lean forward. So we have that little bit of a bend. You decide how far you feel like going based on what you can do. You can do this with your back totally against the wall, and you can feel where your hips and back are. And come up. Same thing other side. Let's lean in and then twist. And you can look wherever you want. You can look forward, you can look up, you can look down. Wherever your balance is telling you it's okay to look. And then come up, shake it out. Take a second. We're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna have straight legs this time. Okay, ready? Arms up, bend, straight legs. So I can go a smaller amount this time. And come on up. And let's do the same thing the other way. Come up. All right, can we make our feet a little wider? Maybe we can, maybe we can't. We're gonna try that one more time, the feet just a little bit wider. The same thing, we're gonna do it with the knees bent and then the legs straight, okay? So let's bend one knee first. Arms up, and let's kind of rotate twist. And come up, other side, rotate twist. Come back to the center, straight your legs this time. And come up, other side. All right, heel tilt those feet in a little bit. We're gonna do what we're gonna call windmills here. Sometimes people do these in workouts with a weight in your hand. We're obviously not gonna have weights in our hand. That's totally okay. So what you're gonna do is instead of having this foot here on this side facing out, we're just gonna have it facing in. This one is gonna be facing out. So we have kind of a warrior one type of footing going on. And we're going to have an invisible weight in this hand, just using your hand, not a problem. And take this hand and literally just gliding it down. This hand goes up in the air and coming back up, keeping that hand in the air. So you're gonna, so if you were having a weight in your hands, you'd be here and back up the whole time. So we're gonna do 10 on one side, take a rest, and do 10 on the other side, okay? And if this is uncomfortable for you in any way, shape, or form, maybe you come down to the knee and back up. That's fine. This one, you can have those hips come out a little bit. There's no way that I'd be able to reach my ankle if my hips didn't come out. So I'm gonna turn this way. So when I come down, my hips go back a little bit. But when we were doing it earlier, my hips did not go back. So that's the variation here. So let's get ready, get situated, and then hand just glides down and glides back. All right, nice, slow, and controlled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. If that arm gets tired, it can always come down. 8. 9. And 10. Bring that arm down, get the blood back into it. If you were physically rubbing your pants or leggings, you might get some nice little carpet burn, so just be careful. You want those arms to go, the hand to go slide down your leg and use it for support, but it's not going to be all support. You're just kind of basically just running it through. You could do the same motion with the hands up, although we don't want to. We're using that support because we have it. All right, so same thing on the other side. So if you want to the knee on one side, go to the knee on this side, etc. You know that by now. Just throwing it out there. All right, you ready? I might get in a couple little hip cracks or pops. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. We got 2 more. 9. And 10. Beautiful. Shake it out. All right, so we're gonna go back down to the ground. So if you need a drink of water, this is a great time to do it. And we're gonna come down and we're just gonna sit in a crisscross style. And remember, when we're drinking, when we're exercising, or in life, we always want to take the little sips. And you can take many little sips as compared to big gulps. Let's go around and through. Especially when you're doing like running, jumping, burpees, that sort of stuff. You want to always include water, which a lot of people don't like that. Bouncing around fluid in their stomach, other way. So little gulps versus big gulps. And then coming back to the center, leaning forward. And now we're going to lean back. We're going to some abs in. So lean forward. Lean back. Yeah, you can hold on to your knees if you need to, but if you don't. Lean in and lean back. You don't want to fall backwards. We're just going to lean a little far back, kind of little, like a V-sit. And line back just a little bit. I'm going to do 2 more. Lean forward. And lean back just a little. And lean forward. And lean back just a little. Okay, so let's lean forward. My hips are on the ground. And I'm just going to lean forward, and if I have like a blanket or a pillow here and I want to have some support here, that's totally fine. We're going to be here for 5 breaths. So really let that head and neck relax, shoulders relax. All right, come on up. I'm just going to turn and face one knee and walk those hands out. This hip stays in the ground the whole time. Come up and do a little twist here. So I'm just going to continue that movement Bringing my arms straight behind next to the spine. This the hand is on the thigh. All right, we'll just release into the other side. Coming to the other knee. And lean forward. I'm gonna come up and continue that twist. All right, come back to the center. So I'm gonna take, in this particular case, I'm gonna take my right leg. So if you wanna follow, that's mine, or do your left leg, that's fine. I'm gonna take this right leg and I'm just gonna stick it back behind here. So I'm gonna physically lift my hips up and put them back down. And then I am going to grab onto this ankle and pull it back as far as I can. And then I'm gonna lean forward or back or twisting a little bit. So I kind of need to rotate a little bit, lean back. I want to stretch this quad muscle here. So everyone's gonna be slightly different on how they need to twist in order to activate that muscle. But we wanna feel stretch right here. Let's lean forward. Let's release that leg. Bring that leg out to the side. I'm going to come down my forearm and I'm going to bring my arm overhead. So it's right above my shoulder, shoulder on top of shoulder. And I'm just going to look up. And then really just come back to the center. Let's do the other side. I'm going to switch over to my left leg. So my left leg comes behind. And I'm bringing that foot really close to my hips, really close to my glutes. And depending on my body, my muscles, my positioning, I'm just gonna twist a little bit to the side and lean back, and then I feel an immediate stretch here in this quad, which is a 4 muscle set that does wonderful things in your leg. Helps flex, it helps you walk, helps you run, it helps you stop, all those fun things. Helps you go, helps you stop. And if you've ever hurt any muscle in your body, you obviously know how well all these muscles are connected. So just because it's just your leg doesn't mean that it's not affecting your shoulders. Just because it's just a leg doesn't mean it's not affecting your back. All right, let's release, bring that leg out. Coming down to the side, bringing the arm up and over, shoulder on top of shoulder, and look up. And then release. Let's roll into our belly. Coming into Sphinx. Stretching out. This ab stretching out, that low back. Drop that head. Drop those shoulders. And then roll all the way down. We're gonna do some Superman / Superwomans and some swimmers. So we're gonna have our hands in front, our feet behind. We're gonna look directly down towards the ground. When I say lift, we're going to lift our arms, our shoulders, and our legs off the ground like we're flying, and then come down. We're gonna hold it for about 3 seconds, and we're gonna do a set of 5. And then for swimmers, you're gonna do the exact same. You're gonna lift all those body parts up, and then you're gonna kick and you're gonna swim like you're swimming in a pool for about 3 seconds, and we'll do a set of 5 of those. Okay, sound good? All right, looking down to the ground. Just lifting first. Let's lift for 1. And down. And 2. And down. 3. And down. And 4. And down. And 5. And down. Now we're going to switch to the swimmers. So the same thing, just adding in some little movement. And if you don't want to add movement in, that's fine. Stay with the super people. All right, let's lift. And down. And 2. And down. We're not holding our breath. And 3. And down. And 4. And down. And 5. And down. Come back to our Sphinx. Push her out of the way. And can we come a little higher? Can we come on to those hands as compared to those forearms? If you're having wrist pain, stay down. And then let's push ourselves up through tabletop. All right, coming into table, doing what you feel you need to do here. Switching a little side to side, front to back. Before we get into our formalized movement, it's always a little time to play. All right, so we're gonna do some plank over the fence. So what that means, and you can hang out and relax for a second. So we're gonna do some in a kind of a downward dog motion, and we're gonna do some kind of in a four-legged or four tabletop motion. So for our tabletop motion, we're going to come to a downward dog, and we're gonna come up and over and come onto all fours. And then we're gonna come up and over back to plank. We're going up and over a fence into the motion. So then when we do the more level up version, if you want, we're gonna be here in our downward dog, and then we're gonna come to plank. And then come up and over. So we're gonna do 5 of each. You decide what versions you want to do. We'll do 5, we'll take a rest, we'll do the second 5. But first we're all gonna go into a downward dog and stay there for a couple breaths just to get our bearings in downward dog for today. And if downward dog is too much for the wrists, maybe you come into puppy instead. It's not the same thing, but it's a variation, and we take what we can get some days. So let's come into downward dog. Pedal out. Get situated. Let's take 2 more breaths here. All right, so we're gonna do the all fours version right now first. So that's what I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna do those 5 first. So I'm gonna come up and over onto the knees. Come up and over, back to downward dog. Up and over, and down. Up and over, and up. Up and over, and down. Up and over, and up. and over and down. Up and over and up. I believe this one is 5. Just come up and over and down. And come up and over and up. Reset. Come on to your legs, come on to your heels. Take a second, shake off the wrists, grab some water if you like it. This is going to be our last kind of busy part of today's class, and then we'll start cooling it down. So I'm going to do that same thing, but instead of bringing my knees down, I'm going to come into plank, hold it for about a second or two, and then come back to downward dog. You can break if you need to, not a problem, but I'm gonna do 5 in a row. So, and I will get a little recovery time after, so if you feel like you wanna catch up, not a problem. If you feel like you only wanna do 3 or 2 or 4 or 1, that's totally fine. With the same type of a movement, kind of up and over and up and over. Okay, so let's come into our downward dog. Get situated, up and over to plank, up and over to down dog, up and over to plank, up and over to down dog, up and over the plank, up and over to downward dog. 2 more, up and over to plank, up and over to down dog, and up and over to plank, and up and over to down dog. All right, come on down and let's bring those feet in front. All right, so we're gonna do some little windshield wiper of those legs, of those feet, point and flex. Bounce it around. We've done the hard part of class, now I get to enjoy the benefits. So let's roll back, roll down. Bring those knees in and rock a little side to side. If a spot feels good and you want to hold it there, that's fine. That's always fine. Let's draw off those knees to one side. And we're just looking up to the ceiling. Hands on our waist belly. Now if you want to intensify this, lift up a little bit, take the top leg, cross it over, come back down, and take your hands off of your waist and bring them to a cactus shape, or you can bring this top arm and open up this way and look in the opposite direction. So whatever you feel, the position that you're going to stretch out that chest a little bit more, that's what you're going to do. We're going to bring those arms in. If we need to help bring those feet back to center, that's fine. We're going to switch and we're going to let those knees drop to the other side and put those hands on hips. I'm going to lift those legs up a little bit. I'm going to cross one leg over the top leg, and I'm either going to make my field goal, or I'm just going to open up that top arm, and I'm going to twist. I'm going to bring the arms back in and use them to help bring my legs back in. Let's bring one knee out to each side and hands in the belly button. 5 breaths. Trying to Relax those hips as much as you can. All right, bring those legs in. Squeeze into a ball again, and let's roll 3 times and then sit up. 1 and 2 and 3. So we stretched out those quads earlier. So let's do the hamstrings. Let's do the hamstrings one leg at a time because we do the quads one leg at a time. All right, so bring one foot in, one foot out. I'm lifting myself up, putting myself back down. So I am in a nice straight line. I'm not going to have any weird fold of skin or muscle underneath me. Putting those toes out, and I'm just going to roll it down, and I'm going to have one hand on each side of the leg and a little leg sandwich. Toes pointed up. And I'm going to come up, and I'm going to bend that knee, and then switch out. Lifting up, and back down. Toes up, little leg sandwich. Come back up. Let's bring both legs in front. Point and flex those toes, and then take one knee, hug it in, loop around with that elbow, spinal twist. Back to the center. Other leg, come on in. Grab it with that elbow. Twist. Toes up. Come back to the center. Instead of crisscrossing the legs, we're going to stack them. Like that, so one in front of the other. They're not on top of each other. I'm lifting up, putting myself back down. And I'm just gonna lean forward. Our Shavasana is coming very quickly. Best part of class, in my opinion, because number 1, you earn it, but you earn it by just showing up. So number 2, it gives you a chance to kind of bookend class and just kind of be in yourself for a minute. Very little times during the course of the day do you have enough time to just do nothing for 2 or 3 minutes. Come on up. And let's switch out. Other leg is in front. Up and back down. All right, let's lean it in. And then come back. All right, so this is the chance where you're gonna grab anything that you need for your Shavasana and come on back to the mat. So if that means grabbing a sweatshirt, if that means grabbing socks, a blanket, a pillow, whatever you want. And then we're gonna spend 3 minutes here in Shavasana together. So setting yourself up for success, making yourself comfortable, tucking those shoulder blades under. Placing your hands where they feel like they're in a nice neutral position. For me, that's palms facing up. I can relax. I let those legs just kind of flop out to one side. All right, start wiggling those fingers and those toes. And then bend one knee, bend the other knee. Rock those knees a little side to side. And then pick a side that you don't usually pick, and drop those knees to them. Use the top arm to push yourself up to a seated position. Even if you're not facing the monitor, you know what's happening now, so don't worry about it. Be in a comfortable position of your choice, seated, whether that's cross-legged, whether that's knees tucked in, whatever it happens to be. We're turning and facing one way, stretching out the side of the neck. And then we're going to go the other way. Coming back to the center. We're going to point that chin up and out. And then we're going to look all the way down. And we're going to come back up. We're going to make a big, huge, as big of a facial expression as you can with your mouth. We're going to do this 3 times, and then release is a way to just kind of refresh all your facial muscles. So make a big, big face. And relax. Make a big face. And relax. One more time. Big face. And relax. relax. That's it. We're done. Thank you for coming and spending some time with me today. Really appreciate it. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, and I'll see you next week.